oil, Venezuelan oil. We would have taken it up.
We have the greatest oil companies in the world.
They took all of our oil.
Donald Trump has fixated on Venezuela's oil since his first term. In the lead-up to the U.S. military operation that captured President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, oil was clearly on his mind.
They took our oil rights. We had a lot of oil there. As you know, they threw our companies out, and we want it back.
The U.S. says its pressure campaign is about democracy and security. Critics argue oil has always shaped the strategy, especially control over the world's largest reserves, just 1,900 kilometers from its coast. U.S. interest in Venezuelan oil is more than a century old. Venezuela holds the largest proven oil reserves in the world, even more than Saudi Arabia. Whoever influences Venezuela controls a major piece of the global energy map. Unlike Middle Eastern crude, Venezuelan oil sits in America's backyard. Shorter shipping routes, lower costs, and easier access give Washington a strategic edge. After massive oil discoveries in the 1920s and 30s, U.S. companies like Gulf and Standard Oil dominated production, turning Venezuela into one of America's most important suppliers. Then came 1976. President Carlos Andrew Perez pushed a bold plan to take back control of the country's oil wealth. Congress approved it and Venezuela nationalized the industry, arguing that too much revenue was flowing overseas. Other oil nations, including Iran, Libya, and Saudi Arabia, were making similar moves at the time. That decision created PDVSA, Venezuela's state-owned oil company. Nationalization didn't stop oil trade with the U.S. Venezuela continued exporting crude to American refineries through the 80s and 90s, remaining one of the country's top suppliers. Everything shifted in 1999 when Hugo Chavez became president. He challenged U.S. influence, aligned Venezuela with leftist politics, and built partnerships with China and Russia. After Maduro took over in 2013, tensions escalated. The U.S. responded with targeted sanctions, first on officials, then on Venezuelan debt and financial access. The biggest oil sanction came on January 28, 2019, when Trump blacklisted PDVSA, freezing its U.S. assets and banning American companies from doing business with it. In 2022, President Biden eased some oil sanctions, issuing licenses that let the U.S. oil company Chevron resume limited operations in Venezuela. The goal was to incentivize election negotiations and political reforms while keeping core sanctions intact. Trump reversed those concessions in 2025. He revoked Chevron's license and expanded sanctions on Venezuela's oil sector and the tankers carrying its crude.
Que si quieren petróleo de Venezuela, está lista Venezuela para inversión estadounidense como con Chevron. Cuando quieran, donde quiera y como quieran.
And on January 3, 2026, Trump launched a U.S. military operation that struck multiple targets in Venezuela and captured Maduro, marking the most dramatic escalation in bilateral tensions in decades.
We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country. And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so.